And now for our next news special report.
In a seismic shift that sent shockwaves through the Republican Party, the Koch family has just made a move that could change everything we thought we knew about the 2024 presidential race. They're backing Nikki Haley, leaving Ron DeSantis in the lurch and reshaping the entire GOP battlefield. But what does this mean for Donald Trump, the man who's been at the forefront of the conservative political movement? As the pieces of this complex puzzle fall into place, we're going to unravel the full story for you. This is more than just an endorsement. It's a statement, a strategy, and a potential game changer. And trust me, you don't want to miss the final thought in this report. It's going to put everything into perspective and explain why this is not just political news, but a pivotal moment in our great republic's history. Now, before we dive into the intricacies of this political whirlwind, let's pause for a moment. Our ability to bring you such in-depth analysis hinges on the support of our dedicated sponsors. Much like how the Koch family's backing is pivotal for a campaign's momentum, they're not mere names on the screen, they're the engine driving our commitment to truthful reporting. Now, considering supporting them is a high five to us, a nod to keep unraveling these crucial stories. And speaking of support, maintaining vitality is key in the political arena. It's like discovering a special type of collagen. Not a miracle pill, but a definitely game changer for skin health and vigor. To harness this benefit yourself, visit healthwithgary.com and get an exclusive 53% discount. Your backing fuels our ongoing mission to deliver the unvarnished truth. Now, in a move that's left political observers reeling, the Koch network, a cornerstone of conservative funding and influence, has made a decision that could dramatically alter the landscape of the 2024 Republican presidential primary. They're throwing their considerable weight behind Nikki Haley, a decision that sends Ron DeSantis reeling and has significant implications for Donald Trump. Now let's first consider the implications for DeSantis. Known for his fierce conservative stance and often touted as a strong contender against Trump, DeSantis is now facing a critical setback. This endorsement is not just a mere nod of approval for Haley, it's a strategic withdrawal of support from a potential frontrunner. The Koch network's decision underscores a troubling trend within the GOP, the infiltration of the globalist establishment. It's a clear signal that the old guard is eager to subvert the populist America First movement led by Trump. This isn't just a political play, it's a calculated effort to reshape the Republican Party's future. Take a look.
The Charles Koch network, Charles Koch, obviously a billionaire and a donor to many Republican causes in the past, entered the public's consciousness during like the Tea Party 2010 political movement, where they were very involved in getting Republican candidates, wanting them to run on lower taxes, less regulation, kind of libertarian sort of values. They are not big fans of Trump, never were.
Because?
Because, frankly, I think they don't think on taxes and regulation, and they want free trade, free markets, all those kinds of things.
So the populist things that got him elected.
He was going in the wrong direction. Yeah. Now, that said, they're for non-interventionism. They have not been supportive of neoconservatism. Some thinkers and writers and commentators affiliated with their network took a very kind of in line with us view of Russia, Ukraine, as a libertarian. So it's not surprising they would have that view. They have endorsed Nikki Haley. This is the candidate of the Koch network. And I should disclose that I also write for Reason Magazine, which in the past has received money from this network, libertarian, fellow travelers, et cetera. So I am fairly familiar with their contributions to political dialogue. They've endorsed Haley. I think that's interesting. I think they see her as again, the candidate most likely to win, who does share a lot of their values on the economic stuff. She has not populist urgings on those subjects. Of course, she is the most hawkish of all the Republican candidates running, which is not so in line with their professed values. But interesting, nonetheless.
Now, the video clip you just saw from Rising further highlights the oddity of the Koch network backing Haley. Her neoconservative stance seems at odds with the traditionally libertarian leanings of the Kochs. This begs the question, what's the real agenda here? It appears the Koch network is willing to compromise their core principles to prevent a return of Trump's MAGA movement. This isn't just about backing a candidate, it's about steering the party in a direction that aligns more with globalist interests than with the grassroots. Nationalist fervor that Trump ignited. Now, for Trump, this development is both a challenge and an opportunity. On one hand, the endorsement of Haley adds a new dynamic to the race, potentially splitting the anti-Trump vote. It's a sign that the establishment is scrambling to find an alternative to his unapologetic America First agenda. Trump's campaign now faces the challenge of countering not just a candidate, but an entire network of influence and resources. However, there is a silver lining here. This move by the Koch network could further galvanize Trump's base, who see this as yet another example of establishment forces trying to derail the movement that they believe in. It's an existential battle for the soul of the GOP, and Trump could emerge as the true champion of the people's will against the machinations of the elite. As for DeSantis, the news is undoubtedly a heavy blow. Once seen as a rising star capable of carrying the conservative torch in Trump's stead, he now finds himself in an unexpectedly precarious position. His campaign must regroup and find a way to counteract the significant operational advantage Haley gains with the Koch network's backing. This includes grassroots networking, fundraising, and strategic planning, areas where the Koch network excels. DeSantis' team must now work doubly hard to maintain visibility and viability in a race that just became more crowded and complicated. Now, this endorsement also raises questions about the Koch network's true intentions. By backing a neoconservative candidate like Haley, they seem to be contradicting their own libertarian ethos. Is this an indication of a deeper shift within the conservative movement away from its grassroots nationalist roots towards a more globalist, establishment-oriented approach? Well, this could signify a troubling realignment within the GOP, one that favors the interests of a select few over the collective voice of the conservative base. Now, the situation also casts a shadow on the broader narrative of the Republican primary. The Koch network's decision is more than just an endorsement. It's a strategic maneuver that speaks volumes about the state of the GOP. It suggests an underlying fear among the establishment of Trump's continued influence and their determination to find an alternative, even if it means betraying their core principles. This isn't just politics as usual. It's a clear indication that the battle for the heart and soul of the Republican Party is far from over. And furthermore, this development throws a wrench into the strategic calculus of all the primary candidates. For Trump, it's a call to reinforce his message and rally his base against what he might frame as an establishment conspiracy to thwart his candidacy. For DeSantis, it's a moment of reckoning, a time to reassess his strategy and perhaps forge a more distinct path separate from both Trump and the establishment. And for Haley, it's an opportunity, but one fraught with the challenge of proving she's more than just the establishment's puppet. Now, this endorsement also has significant implications for the conservative movement as a whole. It raises questions about the direction of the GOP and the principles it stands for. Is the party moving towards a more globalist, neoconservative stance, or will it remain true to the populist nationalist ideals that defined it in recent years? This decision by the Koch network could be a bellwether for the party's future direction, signaling a potential shift away from the Trump-era focus on America First policies. Moreover, this move by the Koch network is a strategic gambit that could reshape the entire 2024 race. By backing Haley, they're not just endorsing a candidate, they're attempting to redefine the conservative movement. This isn't just about the presidency, it's about the future of the Republican Party and, by extension, the nation. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. Your support helps us continue to bring you the in-depth analysis and unvarnished truth you won't find anywhere else. In conclusion, the Koch network's endorsement of Nikki Haley over Ron DeSantis is not just a political maneuver, it's a stark revelation of the ongoing battle within the GOP. This move isn't merely about picking a candidate. It's a clear indication of the globalist establishment's intent to infiltrate and subvert Trump's MAGA movement. For Trump, this development is a rallying cry, a clarion call to his base that their fight for the republic is far from over. It's a reminder that the struggle for America's soul is ongoing, with establishment forces tirelessly working to undermine the values that patriots hold dear. And for DeSantis, this news is nothing short of devastating. It's a wake-up call that the road ahead is fraught with challenges as the globalist agenda seeks to erode the foundations of our nation's independence. This isn't just a political story. It's a testament to the enduring struggle for America's heart and soul, a stark reminder of the battle patriots face in preserving the integrity and sovereignty of our great republic.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And If you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.